Hey, this is Dimitri with Heroic Nux, and today we're taking a look at another Audioengine product. We've recently reviewed their D1 DAC, so go ahead and make sure to check that out. So these are the A5 Plus stereo 2.0 arrangement bookshelf / desktop speakers. We've got the bamboo here that will set you back around $450, but the white and the black versions will slice the premium by about $50. Now, I'm personally very excited about these powerhouses to see exactly how these speakers play out. I've heard very good praise, and Audioengine look like they know what they're doing. The A5 Plus come very well packaged and protected inside the box, and take them out, they're a lot bigger than expected. If you plan to use these as desktop speakers, it is recommended they're at least 6 feet apart for best sound staging and imaging, and at least 6 inches away from the wall behind them for proper bass response. So take this into account if they are placed inside the bookshelf cabinet as well. Now, these can be placed on the sides with the tweeters on the outside if you prefer that type of setup, and there's a 1/4 inch threaded insert at the bottom along with some padding for mounting these on speaker stands. So the bamboo finish on these is exceptional. I didn't notice any imperfections in the wood, and I really love the way these look. While some people say bamboo is not the best wood for acoustics, this would be mainly for aesthetics, and these are not marketed as reference monitors, so there is quite a bit of coloration going on, but we'll get to that in a moment. Now, the whole point of having this 2.0 setup is the ability to get powerful sound without needing a subwoofer. The large 5-inch Kevlar woofers are the reason for the size of the speaker, so you can still experience that tight and powerful bass. The 20mm tweeters above are not centered. I personally don't mind this look, but you might. But one thing missing are the speaker grills, although they wouldn't look as clean with some type of protective front element. The right speaker is the active powered that has a built-in volume knob and can mute the speaker by pressing it. The LED on the left indicates the power and volume adjustments, and beside it is a remote receiver, as a very convenient remote control is included that can put the speakers to sleep, mute, and adjust the volume. At the back of the active speaker, we get a whole bunch of inputs and outputs that could make this quite a versatile setup. So first we have the 3.5mm input, so connecting your computer sound card, your phone, or really anything that you have available. There's a USB power output to charge your mobile devices. Then we have the RCA stereo input, so you can connect these to a DAC. And there's also an RCA variable output with a built-in preamp, so you can connect a subwoofer to this setup. Then we have the output to the passive right speaker, on which there are a pair of RCA inputs with binding connectors, so just insert the speaker wire and secure the ports. Coming back to the left speaker, there is a power on-off switch, voltage select based on your region, and that's already pre-selected. You can also change the fuse in case you mess up your voltages, and finally there's the AC power inlet. Also notice the large external heatsink that has been added to cool the speakers when you continuously run them at extreme volumes. The heatsink does get somewhat warm, and it will prevent from overheating. That was a common issue on the previous A5 speakers. All of the cables are also included, so you can get started right out of the box, and we tested these through the D1 DAC using the RCA inputs. Audioengine recommends a good 60-hour break-in period before any critical listening, so we plugged them in and let the listening begin. Now, like I said earlier, these are not reference monitors, so the A5 Plus wouldn't be ideal for music creation, but man, are they really fun to listen to. The bass response due to the 5-inch woofers is really tight and dominant. These would be totally overkill for casual listening, but if you plan to fill the room with powerful sound for parties and blast them out to watch some movies, you'll be completely satisfied. I think the looks are slightly misleading, as I was expecting clean and controlled response instead of punchy and fun. The lows are too dominant. It's an overly warm sound with very smooth high end, so you do lose out on plenty of brilliance, meaning guitar picks that should sound crisp and natural sound soft and distant. The mid-range on the A5 Plus is moderately recessed, but definitely open up after about 40 hours or so of listening. I was initially disappointed by the reserved vocals and was wondering where instrument separation was, but be patient and you'd be pleasantly surprised when the vocals move forward and the clarity in the entire mid-range improves. They're still way too bass heavy for my personal taste, so I adjusted the EQ, particularly on the high end, for additional sparkle to really brighten up the sound. One thing I was very impressed was with stereo imaging. These do a fantastic job in creating soundstage right in front of you, but sound direction does change depending on speaker angle and your proximity to them. If you're not satisfied with the sound, remember about the break-in period, the distance between and the angle of the speakers, and the distance from any walls or surfaces behind the speaker. Once I figured out the optimal arrangement for my listening, I didn't want to put my headphones on and I had these blasted. It was a very pleasant way to experience my audio, although not the most accurate or detailed sonic signature. The A5 Plus have quite a bit of coloration, as I said earlier, but that is sort of an expectation given these are not reference monitors. Having said that, these are fun speakers and are intended for party listening with an extremely powerful sound and great imaging. The drivers have potential with excellent deep bass response and smoothed out high end. The build quality is totally outstanding and the multicolor options are always appreciated. What makes these even more attractive though is the versatility due to multiple inputs and outputs, plus the added heatsink to prevent overheating, and the volume knob on the speaker itself for direct control of the volume, plus that small remote is included. Now, if you expect reference style tonals, the A5 Plus cannot deliver with its overly powerful bass and slightly distant and muted midtones. But don't be afraid to add some sparkle in the EQ for that extra detail, but I guess we all have our preferences. At $400 for the white and black versions and the $50 premium for the bamboo, I'd really say consider whether or not you have enough space to properly drive these, as speaker placement is crucial. Also, if you don't care whether or not you get reference signature, but want something with energy and fun and lots of headroom for bigger spaces, then would certainly recommend these damn good speakers. Now, what about you guys? Would you rather spend the money on a pair of headphones, or if you're picky about natural sound, go with reference monitors? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe for more audio reviews. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.